Start. Good afternoon to everyone. Respected resource person, Dr. Swapnaraj Swain, sir, distinguished faculty members, academicians, researchers, and all the participants joining us from different institutions. I warmly welcome all of you to the first technical session of our faculty development program, Contemporary Excellence in Management Education, Pedagogy, Leadership and Technology, organized by BIIT Bhubaneswar. The inaugural session of the FDP this morning, there was a wonderful beginning. I set the context for the entire program. As we move into our first technical session, we are going to discuss for us the most crucial aspect of modern education. That is how to transform our classroom from spaces of information delivery to spaces of meaningful learning and active student participation. Now, the world around us is changing rapidly in the age of this artificial intelligence. Now, students are no longer passive receivers of knowledge. They are digital natives who has access to unlimited information, artificial intelligence in their hand, diverse learning platforms. Therefore, the responsibility of a teacher also enhances with this. And the question before all of us arises that what should we teach? It's not important anymore that what is the content you are going to teach. It is important nowadays that how you are going to teach so that you can inspire the students to generate curiosity, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. These are the major objective of a teacher nowadays inside a classroom. Now, with this thought, the theme of today's session is reimagining teaching for student engagement and academic excellence, which is quite relevant and timely. We are indeed fortunate to have with us distinguished academician from one of the India's premier management institutions, that is Indian Institute of Management, Bodh It is my great privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Swapnaraj Swain. Hi, sir. Namaste. Dr. Swain is an associate professor of marketing at IIM Bodh and has served as the chairperson of MBA Hospital and Healthcare Management Program. He possesses rich academic research experience and has made significant contribution in the areas of marketing, consumer behavior, healthcare marketing, and related domains. His research work has been published widely. Served association with premier institutions like Tawmi Manipal, IIM Kolkata, and currently with IIM Bodh and his understanding of contemporary management education make him an ideal person to guide us on how educators can create engaging classroom, adopt innovative pedagogical approaches, and meet the expectation of today's learners in the technology era. I'm sure that all the participants will immensely benefit from this insight, practical experience, and valuable suggestion. Before I invite Dr. Swapnaraj Swain sir, I request all the participants to make the session highly interactive during these 2 hours. They can all those participants who are available online, they can send message through chat so that they can interact with the resource person. Now, without taking much time, it gives me immense pleasure and honor to invite Dr. Swapnaraj Swain sir to kindly deliver his session on reimagining teaching for student engagement and academic excellence. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Dhananjay. And namaskar to everyone. Very good afternoon. So thanks for the introduction. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
It's better now. Sir, your voice is loud and clear.
They're not clear.
Yeah, it's clear now.
It's clear. Is it better?
Yes, sir. Please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thanks, first of all, thanks for inviting and giving this opportunity. So it's my pleasure to discuss with the eminent faculty members of the ITM on specifically on the topic that you have given me on reimagining teaching and basically with respect to how to engage them more. It has been my favorite topics throughout for the last 4 5 years. I have been able to deliver a few several MDPs or FDPs on this. So, but for the first time, it's going to be online. Normally, I deliver this topic offline mode. So let's see how it happens, how it goes. But yes, I urge that the participants who are sitting over there, my fellow colleagues, fellow professors, so kindly like make this session more interactive. Whenever the questions will be there, please participate so that it will be not be boring for you. I know post lunch, so many that kind of things happens. Anyways, I will try to make you engaged. Let me start with this right away. I'll start with the first question to you. What is the length of the teaching of each session that you teach at BIITM or maybe IBCS? I can see people from IBCS. What is the length of a typical classroom that you teach at your institute?
For time 60 minutes.
60
minutes.
It's 60 minutes. Okay, fine. So for both UG as well as PG, or it's common to
Both for UG and PG, we have 60 minutes.
60 minutes. Okay, fine, great. And what is the biggest challenge that you are facing in that 60 minutes? And for how many classes? Let's say for a 3 credit course, what is the number of classes that you teach?
In a semester, we are having 35 hours for 3 credit courses.
That means 35 classes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 35 classes. So what is the biggest challenge that you face while teaching?
A student's span of attention.
Exactly. So it's everywhere. Even I was, a few days back, I was talking to a professor at IIM Ahmedabad. I was asking the question, Professor, sometimes we are getting this like problem at IIM Bodhgaya, that sometimes people do not come teach, studying the materials, attention span is less, not interested to listen. Are you facing the same problem?
Yes, yes.
I said basically I was under an impression that maybe IIM Ahmedabad might not be having that problem. So I passed on a statement. I think we are facing this kind of problem. I think IIM Ahmedabad, you people might not be facing such kind of problem. But he immediately objected, sir, the problem remains same across. So be it BIITM, be it IBCS, be it wherever, be it like IIM Bodhgaya, be it any IIM. Now the problem is, thanks to the mobile phone scrolling behavior of our Gen Zs, because most of the people that we are teaching now, they are Gen Zs. Thanks to the mobile phone scrolling and the impatient behavior, that makes them very, very less attentive in the classroom. And that too, in management, we talk about I hope you might be using many cases as well while teaching in the classroom. Do you use cases?
Yes,
Case
yes.
studies? Yeah. And the case studies are being lengthy, those informations are being there. They don't have also patience to go for the 7 page. Even they don't have patience. 30 pages wale to bhul jaiye. 30 pages gone. Earlier, Harvard cases used to be 30 pages, 34 pages, those kind of things. Now they're completely flop show in the classroom. Nobody reads, and it's completely failure. Nowadays, Ivy has come up with short cases of around 6, 7, 8 pages kind of length. But still, then we have seen people do not have those kind of attention span to even go for 6 to 7 minutes. And what they do is that they just ask AI to come up with the summary, and then maybe sitting in the classroom they will answer without any in-depth understanding. And that's the problem we are facing with respect to the your engagement of the students, and at the same point of time, really in reality, getting the students learning outcome measured or learning outcome achieved. But normally hota kya hai? When AICTE comes, when UGC comes, or any other NBA comes, or everyone or any accredited body comes, so we talk about that these are our PLCs, these are our program learning goals, program learning objective, course outcome. We have been able to map it, and objective is being achieved, right? On paper, the objective is being achieved perfectly fine. But however, being a teacher in the classroom, not satisfied enough, actually whatever I wanted to make them learn, are they really learning? Or are they, first of all, really getting engaged in my classroom? That's the biggest challenge. And that too, you have a 60 minutes classroom, and we have here at 90 minutes classroom, which is again difficult for us to make them engaged. Somehow, I have been able to do that for the last 6-7 years through the concept of reverse engineering. Now, what exactly we will be doing in this class also, I know there will be faculty members from different areas, from different domains, though I'm from marketing area and I'm going to run a marketing case. However, disclaimer is I am not going to teach marketing or any kind of branding concepts here in this class. I'm just going to replicate whatever exactly I do in my classroom with respect to using a pedagogy of short cases. Very short cases, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes of information will be required for them. But how do you get that real engagements and solving the problems through the reverse engineering mechanism? And when we say reverse engineering mechanism, I never go to a classroom and tell them the concepts and then the applications. Rather, I go way around. We start from the applications. From that applications, the students will come back to the theoretical perspectives. And we will try to understand that, or I'll exactly replicate how do I exactly do this in the classroom. Before that, I would like to also know from you what kind of pedagogy that you use to get that students' engagement. A few participants can come up, please. Could you share your experience of how do you engage students in your classroom? Your experiences?
Certain activities, case studies, role play, this kind of activities usually we use.
What kind of activities?
Activities like I'm Dr. Lokamudra Mishra, the HR faculty. So suppose it is performance management I'm teaching. So how to identify the KPIs and preparing a MBO, this kind of activities after teaching them. So that the students will prepare it.
Okay.
And
So what can I understand is basically you teach the concept first and
simulation
then
kind of thing, you can say.
okay, so you teach the concept and then tell them to apply the concept through those activities, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Just give me 1 minute. That's an important call. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, I'm sorry. So basically, yes, we were there. Activities. Activities are good ways to engage the students. Even I do those activities. But one problem with activities is you first tell them apparently this is the concept and this is the theory, right? you make them little, I'm not talking about okay, this is a bad way, but yes, what happens? You make the, you can say, horizon not open, it's closed. You tell them, okay, this is the concept that you have, that already I have delivered this, and this problem can be solved through this concept, right? Apply this concept to solve this activity. I hope, Professor Lopamudra, I'm saying the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that means we are making their mind little, you can say, conditioned before the solutions, right? Activity is good way to engage, but only problem is that we are making them conditioned, preconditioned with respect to which framework to use to come up with a solution, right? But आज के डेट में, given the dynamism of the nature, dynamism of the problems, sometimes this pre-framing or maybe preconditioning might not work. And we talk about normally, as Professor Dhananjay was rightly talking about, let them talk about some kind of nothing, critical thinking. So, and while talking about critical thinking, it's first of all, it's important to make their mind open. It's not that making their mind only closed and preconditioned that, okay, this is the formula I'm giving you, apply here and to get it. But I get a good engagement in the classroom, that's for sure. Activities are also good ways. But only thing is that it closes the mind. Now, reverse engineering is the way where we go exactly, you can say, opposite of this activities-based classroom. We first give them a context, and before that context, we are not giving them any kind of solutions. We are trying them to, or we are saying them to, okay, fine, apprehend the problem. This is the problem in front of you. We are already giving them the context and the problem. Let them come up with the solutions. And from that solutions, I will be able to relate them back to the theoretical concepts of management. So उसमें एक फायदा क्या होता है आप देखेंगे. The फायदा is the students finally appreciate that, okay, my goodness, this problem can, इसका जो solution है, it's not coming from the mind of the professor, it's not coming from anywhere else. It's actually inbuilt in that theory of management that we're talking about. Otherwise, the tendency is that normally in case of MBA students, what they feel is that industry में जो पढ़ाई होती है, किताबें में जो होती है, classroom में होती है, they are far apart. And industry has been also talking about the same thing. So this reverse engineering helps them to bridge that gap, and at the same point of time also helps them, students, to appreciate that, okay, the real problems, the challenges in management can be solved through the management theory. So they are not redundant. Right? So I'll try to prove that in this classroom only. So as I said, I'm not going to teach you marketing. I'm not going to teach you branding, but I'm going to use a short case that I use in branding and consumer behavior. But I'll try to replicate how exactly I apply the concept of reverse engineering to teach my students. Is that clear? What is the objective of this class?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any questions? Okay. So I think Professor Dhananjay, you can share the like material that I have shared with you.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Bijay Bar. I teach English here. When you discuss a case, do the students guess that this is the topic that is going to be discussed today? And that's why this case must be relating to that. Do they do any guesswork?
It's not a guesswork. We have a session outline ready, right? Session outlines are being mapped. Even you will be giving some reading materials, right? So that happens, obviously, yes, some kind of pre-information is being given to them. We will also give them the reading materials. But directly, I will never say, this is the concept that I'm going to use to solve this problem.
Yeah, you allow them to guess that this may be related to that, and then they start analyzing.
Possibly, yes, because it's very transparent. I will give them before 1 month. I'll give them the outline, course outline, and this case will be there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So I hope you have the case study
Yes,
on
sir. We have
FDP
already
and
done.
barista. Yes, please. So what I hope the people who have joined online, they are also having access to the case, that CCD and barista.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'll request is, now I can see a good seating arrangement where every table is a group. So now consider every table to be group. Even like when we are online, uh, if you are sitting together, you can form groups or you can come up with your individual responses. Go through this case study. It's a very short case of 1.5 pages. At the end, there are two questions. I would request you go through this case for 15-20 minutes, discuss among yourself, and then I would like to get the responses from each group, the way you are sitting in your tables. For table-wise groups, I would like to look forward to your responses. Now it is around 2:50. So can you please get back to me in next 20 minutes with your responses to the two questions? By 3:10, I would like to get your responses for the two questions. Those are mentioned in the back of the case study.
Okay, sir.
Read through, discuss among the groups, and then come back.
Finance.
Are you asking me anything?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Dhananjay sir would be having an added advantage of solving this case.
Yes, sir. Yes. Not going to add anything.
Hmm.
प्रैक्टिस करें तो सीसीटीवी में भी है
So I will go to every group to listen to your opinions on the two questions. So please compile your responses in next 5 minutes. Okay, so can we listen to a few groups? Any group would like to volunteer first?
Anyone? Except me, because I can't share. Acha, so just one.
You can start. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
So my name is Rafranjan Biswal from BIITM Bhubaneswar, sir.
Good afternoon.
So whatever, like what the exact case study we have got from that, what like our team find out, that is specifically the serial number one, like so that the coffee consumption, like the consumers cannot visit branded stores for the coffee consumption, and we have find out some 4 to 5 points of what they are going to the expensive coffee stores, specifically the CCD and Barista. So first one is social interaction and friendship, like friends interaction. Second one, premium coffee experiences. Also, and third one is your professional meeting and networking. And another point I have added that is your like nowadays what as you said, like Gen Z's students oriented, like now youngsters are going for coffee for the social media. So one second thing is for the ambience, like capture the ambience. So these are some points we have find out, and if we have segregated those CCD and barista, then first CCD is social bonding, community experience, and branding, focused on branding, and barista is premium quality, sophistications, starters, and also the space for their space. And
Okay.
these are our observations, sir. Thank you.
Okay, right, fine. Thank you so much for this inputs. Any other group who would like to support their views or any other views that you have, additional views? Yes, please. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So the life was important to enjoy solitude, to conduct formal meetings, and priced competitively. And they're also highly likely to find new friends. So this is one motivation for the loyals, for both CCD and Barista. However, the same things do not work for the non-loyals. The place where the loyals are doing very well, non-loyals will never switch because they're actually completely on the other extreme, specifically these 4 points. The places where the non-loyals can switch would be, as point number 2, aspirational, likes to go to the store, which is 3.85, very near to the restroom. Then there is the sophisticated image, which is 3.8, very close to the next two. Then there is plenty to drink coffee, big patience to have fun. So these places are the points are very close to why they would switch music. Matches with the oil. So brand communication for CCD is something that we will try to keep the loyals, also try to attract the ones who are non-loyals, right? So we will social hub, which is already a brand communication for the loyals, and trendy and aspirational for the newcomers. And but the brand communication for the loyals as a craft topic is already working for the loyals, and sophisticated and status symbol for non-loyals. Because sophisticated and status symbol is where the non-loyals are very close to the loyals, where they would want to switch.
You said you want to keep the loyals, right?
Yes.
Not
Keep
to
loyals,
focus,
yeah, correct.
and not to focus on the non-loyals.
And to focus on the non-loyals. So for example, for CCD, for keeping the loyals, it will be social hub, and to attract them, it will be calling them as trendy, calling CCD as trendy and aspirational. So trendy and aspirational is the catchword to get non-loyals.
Okay. So why do you want to get these non-loyals?
To increase footfalls than what we have before, so that we do not miss out on our old customers, and to obviously to get more footfalls and to get competition.
So any other group that they agree with them or they oppose with them, they're saying that they will be focusing more on loyals to some extent they will go for the non-loyals, right? That's what exactly I understand from your.
Yes, focusing on the loyals, yes, and they would go ahead. They would want to get non-loyals. Correct. Yeah.
And do you want to create? Do you want to create also the communications that would catch these non-loyals?
Sir, actually, if you ask me, it depends on what is the marketing strategy as of now. So it changes season to season. For some season, they would want to keep the loyals, and for some season, they would want to. For this year, they would want to focus on non-loyals. So if that is the case, then I would only go for trendy and aspirational as a brand communication. So as of now, for this year, is if my focus is only on attracting the non-loyals, then I would go for trendy and aspirational.
Does it change across seasons? This focus on loyals and the non-loyals?
Change across seasons, but it might change according to marketing strategy or the vision that they have, right? For it will be a 2-year vision or a 5-year vision. So the 2-year vision is about getting non-loyals. So that will be the focus, brand communication focus.
Okay. However, basically we're talking about focusing on the loyals, right? Majorly focusing on the loyals. Fine. Any group who are in either in support of this or in oppose of this? They're saying talking about more on focusing on the loyals and accordingly to create the brand communications.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Sir, actually, we have a different point of view. Rather, we don't agree with the group. Rather, we would say that we would focus on the non-loyals first. Because if you look at the data, all the existing data, everybody is happy with their own CCD stores. Every consumer is happy with their barista stores. And the data is highly skewed in the sense, like it talks about majorly ambience and the quality of coffee. So, and if you look at the non-loyal section, question number 2, people who are aspirational like to go to the store. And if you look at the data, is 3.85, which means yes, the non-loyals do believe that it's a good place to hang out with. But the only point is they are not happy with the price point, which needs to be worked on. And in terms of barista, yes, the barista, the last question number 29, it clearly says that the barista people are they have a positioning that, okay, this is a very upscale kind of a store, which CCD is not. And in terms of quality of coffee, barista wins. In terms of ambience, CCD wins.
Okay, fine. So your point of view is to design some communications to attract the non-loyals, right?
In fact, yeah. In fact, have some low-end products just to attract them, so that they can go for the other things as well. So to increase
keeping some low-end products that will attract my non-loyal customers. That's okay, fine. I am okay with, right?
Yes, sir.
But is it okay that your brand's communication to be designed to attract the non-loyals?
No, sir. The brand's communication, sir, if you look at CCD, the CCD's communication, they are lacking in terms of taste, because in terms of quality of coffee, barista wins. So they can focus on their food quality. Whereas in terms of ambience, barista wins, but they are not, in ambience, CCD wins. So barista can focus on their ambience.
Okay, that means you are saying it's a win and loss game, right? You win, I lose. That means the weakness of the others. That means we're talking about I should focus more on my weaknesses.
Yes.
That means you are saying that CCD is not known for quality, and I should start talking about quality, right?
ज्यादा ब्रांड ही नहीं है, 2 ही ब्रांड एग्जिस्ट करते हैं और कोई ज्यादा ब्रांडेड स्टोर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है।
समझ गया। तो आप बोल रहे हो कि सीसीडी, अगर मैं सीसीडी का ब्रांड मैनेजर हूं, मुझे दिख रहा है कि लोग मुझे क्वालिटी पे अच्छा रेटिंग नहीं दे रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब आई विल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट क्वालिटी, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू आर सेइंग। और मे बी बारिस्टा के लोग मुझे इस पॉइंट्स में अच्छे रेटिंग्स नहीं दे रहे हैं, so it might be a weakness for me, and as a result I should be starting a communication on that line, right? That's your point of view. Okay, any other group with a similar point of view or any opposite point of view?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I would like to add something here, because I believe that the brand communication could actually be focused on what kind of consumers visit both the stores. And sorry, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So my idea is that the brand communication must be focused on the kind of consumers that visit both the stores and what is exactly the motivating factor for them versus what is happening with the non-loyals. So perhaps a brand like Barista, which is actually focused more on the premium side of coffee and the overall experience. It would be a good idea for them to focus more on things like retaining their customers and getting them to spend more rather than trying to attract the non-loyals.
Why? What is the logic?
Because the overall experience of barista is more focused on premiumness, quality of the coffee, authenticity, you know, the overall feeling of luxury, which I think is mentioned in one of the points, building a sophisticated image and all that. Whereas for CCD, it is more like a place where people would go to for hanging out, for being sociable, and that's where perhaps we can focus the brand communication on building the trends to make it trendy for new customers, perhaps the youngsters, more towards them, so that they can start being loyal at some
Okay.
point.
That means again you are saying that focus on the loyal group of consumers, keep them more with you, right? Than that of going to the non-loyals.
Yeah, that is for barista.
And it's different for CCD.
Yes.
Like for CCD, you are saying you have to target the non-loyals.
Yes, the brand communications would focus on targeting the non-loyals also more.
Why these two different approach?
Because if we look at the data which is there, so non-loyals have this perception of coffee being something very expensive to drink and something which is not meant an everyday, like to go to a store and purchase coffee every day would not be a very aspirational thing for them. But
That's why they are not coming. So that's why they do not visit these stores, right?
correct. So in case of barista, anyhow, they are already focusing on premiumness. So when people who are avoiding visiting these coffee stores because the price point is higher, so would it make sense to communicate and focus on, premium coffee to these kind of people who are not loyal because of price points mostly?
That's agreed. But in case of CCD, what you will say?
CCD is more about building experiences, being sociable, building connections. So perhaps
That's okay, agreed.
Right.
That's okay, fine, agreed. But why did you say that you want to target the non-loyals in case of CCD through the communication?
So I'm not saying only the non-loyals. It could be a mix of both, definitely.
It could be the mix of both. If you mix both, will it not be a confused positioning? Because what happened? I'll tell you a story of Starbucks. Right. So Starbucks, it was in the era of 1990 to 2000, where Starbucks was going for massive expansion. And initially, Starbucks as a history also being the premium coffee, or आज भी Starbucks को premium coffee के हिसाब से we take, right? Its positioning is premium coffee. And initially, its consumers were all in the European and the American markets, were all little premium people, high income, those kind of things, which are more of socio-economically much higher status. They also thought about while they were expanding, they also thought about acquiring the you can say infrequent visitors more, so that they can get the more and more revenue, right? And they created such kind of communications which can be for both of these kind of consumers, right? They focused more on, they thought that my loyal group of people, I have already convinced them, so they will stay with me. Let me focus on the non-loyals now. And it actually backfired. What happened? When they started communicating with the non-loyals, the loyalists, the people who normally visit to their stores, they felt left out. And they felt that, okay, now it's a mixed match. That means I am coming for this store to have this image of that I'm socio-demographic a little up, but now I'm also sitting along with the people whom I do not believe, not derogatory any kind of comments. I'm talking about people psychology, right? It's not on the in the same status. That means the people who used to regularly visit the store, they stopped coming or they reduced it because they were having an identity crisis. They felt that we are not being pampered. They felt that they have the now shifted their focus. That's the problem. And in such kind of business, I would look for thanks for your opinion. I would look forward to the opinion from IBCS group. Any opinion from IBCS group? I hope IBCS group is there. You're able to listen me. No? Okay, fine. Any other group from BIITM? Any other views?
Anyone else would like to say? Yes, sir.
More or less, I agree to some extent to Madam Ankita, who was explaining right now. The comparison between CCD and barista in physical sense, both are same, nice interior, nice place to enjoy, hang out, solitude, recreation, everything. Emotionally, they are connecting people. In my view, there are in two levels. Barista is connecting people emotionally at a higher level, and CCD at lower level. Like
What do you mean by that? Higher level and lower level?
barista is at a higher emotional level, like connecting people, refreshing and energize like this. Whereas CCD is everyday place. It is everyday place, trendy to drink, and more personally, feeling proud, self, status like this. But they are more community oriented is barista. Therefore, my tagline finally for CCD, it is everyday coffee lovers, and for barista, exciting experience on coffee table.
Okay, fine. But I'm still not able to little understand what do you mean by on a lower level and a higher level of emotional engagement. What is the rationale behind that?
Emotionally,
How do you justify that one? Your point that you were talking about lower level and the higher level.
certain points. The store reminds me of my friends and the times we spent together. It is connecting the past, friendship, and the past. The connecting group, memory. This is a long time memory. This type of emotion is creating a long time memory. And 4.26 is barista. So higher emotional level, lower emotional level, that I categorize.
Okay, take it. No worries. Any other views?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Related to barista, there is a different profile of consumers also. As you said, Starbucks also. You see, in some occasion, they can look for coffee lovers. Those who are not loyal, there will be a different kind of treatment for them in different angles. And once they make them come regularly, you see, they should not compromise with the quality. One of the lowest point which has been given to barista is there is lack of large variety of different menu. That's why they should increase the quality as they should maintain their standard. On the other hand, to attract the coffee lovers, they can also emphasize, particularly,
you see different treatment of a price, kind of discounts for the different sitting arrangement for new or the newcomers or the non-loyals. And there is a different another sitting arrangement. Different treatment can be maintained, but quality should not be compromised. People are ready to pay. In barista, whatever, even they are not given the price is too high. Let them go for a high quality product and irrespective of price, and they can convert the non-loyal to into loyal in spite of they must be a coffee lover.
Okay, fine. Now you said there should be a seating arrangement, different, fine. Those are all okay. But what you will communicate?
Yes.
Question number 2, if I'm talking about question number 2, what CCD should communicate and what barista should communicate?
Barista will be communicate as per its image, increase its trendy look kind of things also, where they are not get good rank also or good rating also. On the other hand, particularly the price factor related to CCD, those who are coffee lovers and low income group of people, CCD can attract to them.
Why? Why do you want to attract the low income group people? Through your communication.
Reason means the thing is the people who want to have coffee, they must be coffee lovers, because the set of profile there, they should enter into how they can enter the next segment to come to the CCD stores, that they can attract. Some cafes can reduce. And another aspect is, you see, barista can increase their, you see, ambience and looking a little bit more. The people of
right now, this case might not be able to give you that scope to talk about that I will make these modifications in my ambience and I will make my store bigger. Those are little out of the scope. Why? Because that will involve different kind of connotations, different kind of investments and the expenses. So this case does not give you that scope to talk about I will change my ambience, I will make my ambience more better, those kind of things. So let's not get into that kind of task. Let's discuss whatever information given to you here. Based on that information, how do we suggest or how do we make recommendations?
Sir, with the existing infrastructure, that should be different sitting arrangement. How?
Okay.
They can have booking on the very beginning, somebody come and put, and particularly looking at the number and his loyalty, they can be assigned a particular seat also. As a result of it, there should be a different treatment.
Fine. Take care. Thank you. Have I left any other group or all the groups are given their opinions? Dhananjay sir?
Sir, this is Professor Kamesh. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah,
First of all, Dhananjay sir, it is unfair. You are having tea and I am not having anything here. A virtual tea needs to be served to me.
Maybe we are recently discussing about coffee, like the principal sir said, he'll send you virtual coffee.
Yes, sir. Coffee with conversation.
Yes, Professor Kamesh, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. One thing is, like, as far as marketing is concerned, as far as the world is concerned, everything depends on aspiration, sir. Aspiration is one of the most important thing which enable people from lower level of society to aspire to become better. So in this particular case also, I would say, like as you rightly pointed out also, and some of the groups also pointed out, that instead of focusing on non-loyal customers, let us focus on loyal customers and make it, like, for instance, like good for hangouts or formal meeting places, exciting ambience, or relaxing atmosphere, status conscious people. If we are able to do that, maybe those non-loyal people who want aspirational value for their life, they can also always come over and enjoy the, these chains. Like, so that is what my saying is, because aspiration plays an important role. For instance, like people who are in the lower classes who use, let's say, use the hands for eating food. Once income rises, they start using spoons and forks and all those things. So there's the aspirational value added to it. So instead of diluting the message, saying that coffee, so that we can attract non-loyal customers also, we can focus directly on loyal customers. That I feel is
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this view. And with this view, you have made my life a little easier. And I will go ahead also with your view by focusing more on loyals compared to the non-loyals through my communications or through my marketing strategies. Why? The logic is little different. Whatever logics you people have given, that's fantastic. Absolutely, yes. Apart from that, let's try to understand the business of coffee. So when we're talking about this coffee stores like be it Costa Coffee or be it CCD, be it Barista, be it Starbucks, whatever we're talking about, what is the revenue model and where the revenue comes? More the number of coffees being consumed, more is the revenue. Am I correct? Fine. And if I have got two different groups of consumer, one is a frequent visiting consumer and another is a non-frequent visiting consumer. So who will consume more number of coffees with me?
regularly visiting customers.
Regular visiting customers. And here exactly the Pareto rule applies. Here I can say the 20% of the customer who are loyal to me, they are actually giving me the 80% of the revenue and the profitability. Whereas the rest of the 80% who are non-loyal to me, they are just giving me 20% of my revenues. Can I say that? Do you agree with this?
That is.
Yes, if we agree with this, now I know my business comes from the more the number of cups, and I know whatever I do try the non-loyals to become some kind of consumers to me, converting the non-loyals to a loyal is very, very difficult task. Rather than convincing the loyals to consume more number of coffees, right? Which is easier, converting the non-loyals to loyals or convincing the loyals to get more number of coffees?
The second one.
Which second one, right? Absolutely. And the second one also gives me more revenue and the profitability. That's why this is the logic behind which it might not work with any, all types of product. This is not a thumb rule. I'm not talking about a thumb rule. Specifically for this context, we're talking about the business of coffee. This applies over here, right? So given this logic, now we will go ahead with our strategy. Whatever we'll be talking about is more focused towards the pampering the loyals rather than our communications to be directed to the non-loyals to become loyals. हम क्या कर सकते हैं? As few professors were talking about, we can introduce some variety at a low price, but specifically the communication will not be completely designed on that one. Brands communication will be something else. Who talks about my associations? I can come up with, like somebody was talking about, a professor was talking about seasonalities. I can introduce some kind of low varieties, some kind of low, you can say low priced kind of products in some seasons to attract some of the non-loyals. But yes, my communication should not be designed completely to attract the non-loyals. Rather, my brand storytelling, my brand's essence should be there. How to convince my loyal group of consumers, the similar group of consumers who are consuming more number of coffees to stay with me and to have a greater life cycle with me, so that they will be having more and more number of coffees with me, resulting in my higher revenues and profitability. Do we agree with this point?
Sir, excuse me. This is Dr. Naveen here. I have
Yes,
a small disagreement here. Based on one of the case facts which is given that the market is expanding at an 18% CAGR, and when
Fine.
the market is expanding so fast, we can not only focus on the loyal customers, we need to also look after the non-loyal customers or new customers.
No,
Because
that's what I said. But do you want to change the narration of your
not narration,
of your
but we cannot completely ignore the non-loyals, because when a coffee store opens for the first time, all the customers were non-loyals and non-coffee drinkers. Slowly, they started coming to the store and they become and got loyal to our brand. So when it's expanding, let's say when the market is growing at 18 CAGR, then we need to focus on new customers as well. And
No, absolutely fine. I have never said that he will completely ignore. I'm not saying that. I am saying that it is all about marketing communication. How should my brand narration should go? My brand's narration should be with respect to not attracting the non-loyals. I am keeping some kind of, let's say, for example, low-priced varieties, right? I know this is the group of consumers who come. I am keeping them, but my marketing communication should not focus on that low variety or the low-price variety. My marketing communication should be something else, which I'm talking about the target audience. Those low-priced is not my main target audience, or the audience who will be coming to my store. Obviously, they will be coming to my store, and that's why I'm keeping the seasonal products or some low kind of price variety. I know these people will come. They will also give me revenue, but they are not my main target audience. My target audience is somebody else. So in my brand's communication, I should not build in. It's just a simple, it might be a sales promotion, it might be a sales coupon, it might be some kind of discounts, or maybe a low priced menu, right? That can happen. But that's not the major chunk of the customer that you are going to have. So your brand story needs to be different, and this to attract some kind of non-loyals would be a different strategy, basically on the sales promotion strategy. But now here, in this case, we are more focusing on the branding strategy. The branding strategy should be with respect to the group of consumers who are my main target audience, rather than the consumers who are not my target audience. The rest of the marketing strategy we're talking about, sales promotions and those kind of things, that can be short-term tactics where I am actually attracting many other groups of consumers. But that's not my communication. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think also
So-
one thing that should come to the mind whenever anyone is talking about bringing non-loyal to loyal. It is a matter of, like rightly you said, that this is only about coffee business. Now, when it is about coffee business, most of the coffee business people are more interested towards taste buds. Now, see, if you are keeping the price low, whether you can modify the taste buds of the people who were drinking tea and bringing them to coffee. So this is a question, food for thought, that whether we can, if we are going to communicate with the customer only about low price, then it will not change their taste bud. So people towards coffee, let's make the loyal coffee loyal coffee customers more loyal towards you, having more frequent, as sir said, that more frequent visitor towards those coffee houses. So that is the reason we'll focus on brand communication strategy to make them more frequent visitors.
to associate strongly and to build my image more stronger in them, right? Those kind of audiences. Thank you, Professor. So with this, may I have the, you can say, access to share my screen? I hope I have. Yes. I hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, till now, how we have moved. Till now, we have not discussed any concept of management. Did we discuss any concept of management? Except that Pareto rule, and Pareto rule is not management, it's basically the mathematics or statistics, right? Did we discuss anything on management concepts? Not exactly.
No, sir.
Not exactly, right? So I normally teach this case either while I'm teaching consumer motivation to my students in second year of the elective course of consumer behavior? Or if I do not teach there, I teach them in the elective course again in second year in brand management, how to create brand narrations, or basically brand as a story. So I normally use this case in those two sessions. And look at here, given that you have around 1 hour of time, that's why I broke this session into three, you can say three sessions, short sessions. The first 20 minutes, I told you to interpret the data and come up with your observations. In the next 20 minutes, we had good healthy discussions among the groups. And this was not disjointed. It was one group was talking about something, and then I related what one group is talking about. Then I making the move to the next group, which was all connected. It's not that this group was talking about something else and this group was completely talking about something else. It was not there. The movement was very, very smooth, right? One point of view is moving to another point of view. And sometimes you also create that oppositions. And that's what we created. Some groups were talking about this option and some groups were talking about this options. That's a point where you actually get that real discussions in the class to happen. I hope till now you have been able to apprehend or acknowledge what has happened in the classroom. And I hope after after this lunch session, I hope you are not feeling sleepy.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me now, in the last 20 minutes or last 30 minutes, what I do is that I summarize my opinion, how to solve this case. Or basically, it's what is my opinions, basically, with respect to these two questions. In this, you will find out how reverse engineering happens. Now look at, I start like this. Obviously, the discussion merges around that who should be the target audience. And from this, now we are agreeing, this class is also agreeing that my brand's communication should be more focused towards the loyal group of kind of consumers, demographics and the psychographics than that of the non-loyals. Obviously, I will be having some kind of marketing strategies to attract the non-loyals to come to me and have some kind of coffees or any other kind of menus available. However, my brand's communications focus will be on my group of people who tend to visit to me frequently. And given this, now basically we talk about, let's start talking about why people go to this kind of store to drink coffee. That means as simple as that. So basically, what motivates people to go to such kind of stores? And that's what we are now talking about, the motivating factors. So when we talk about the motivating factors, given this motivation factors, we can, when we say motivation factors, if you look at the entire case study, all the 29 statements that I have given to you, they can be either talking about some factors which are related to the attributes and the benefits of the store, or maybe the factors which are talking about the image and social kind of factors. So given this, can I say factors like this are basically called as the attributes and the benefit related factors? Personal image and the societal status, or maybe community, like status, luxury, hangout, aspirational, sophistication, etc. Do you agree with this? So the entire 29 statements now can be divided onto these two factors, because every statement is talking about why somebody is not going to a coffee store like CCD and Barista, or maybe why some people are sticking to CCD, or maybe why some people are sticking more towards Barista. It might be because of variety, it might be because of status, it might be because of hangouts, it might be because of quality ingredients. But whatever is that, we can now differentiate or we can classify all the motivating factors into two buckets. One is the attribute and the benefit factors, and another bucket is image and social factor. Do we agree? And then we'll move ahead. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, we agree.
Fine, great. So why this is important? Why this discussion is important? Because when you go to the motivation phenomenon, consumer motivation phenomenon, or basically how consumers develop preferences for certain brands. Basically, the consumer preference theory or motivation theory says that the preference is the last action or maybe the intention that we talk about in our research, that I have intention towards something, or maybe I use something, that's called as preference. So preference is basically, you can say, is a final action or the intention. Before preference, the most important thing is that the stage of associations. If I do not associate something with some like if I do not have favorable associations with some brand, I will not develop that kind of preferences. It's very common, right? Be it for any kind of brand, be it a person, be it a brand, or be it a thing, be it a product, be it a service, whatever we talk about. If I do not have favorable associations, I will never develop some kind of preferences towards that. And when we say associations, these associations can be basically of two types based on what kind of value the consumers are looking forward to in a product. And when we say values, again here look at, I'm talking about the reverse engineering. Till now I did not talk about any concept. Now here I'm talking about the concept of consumer preference, the concept of how preference develops based on the customer value. And when we say customer value, what kind of values these customers look forward to any kind of products or service. Again, they can be broadly of two types, though there are four different values, but broadly they can be of two types of values. One is the utilitarian value that I'm looking forward to in a product or service, or maybe the hedonic value that I'm looking forward to in a product or service. Now, coming back to theories. Till now, we did not discuss any kind of theory. When I say utilitarian value and when I say hedonic value, now in this context, can we say the utilitarian values are basically the attributes are represented by the attributes and the benefit factors? Do you agree? When I say utilitarian value, that means my decisions are driven by the rationality or the practical aspects of the brand. And can I say the attribute and the benefits of the store or of the brand can be regarded as the utilitarian value? Do you agree?
Yes.
And the other factors, those are basically image and social related factors, can be considered as the hedonic or the psychological or the emotional value that I'm looking forward to in a product or service. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So given this, customers who are looking forward to value continuously, because we say marketing is all about value, brand is all about value, and customers look forward to that kind of value, and the brands need to deliver that value. And that's what exactly here we're talking about. These cafe stores are also delivering two types of values. One type of value is driven through the utilitarian value, which is driven through by the, you can say, the attributes and the benefit factors. And other is the cafe coffee store is giving me hedonic value, which are driven through this image and the social factors. Now, given this, the next point is that I say, now let's look forward. If I'm having these two types of value, one is utilitarian and hedonic, which are driven through attribute benefit factors and image and social factors, it is important now, since this graph is talking about how do people associates, because associations are very, very important. Is my brand or is my people developing a stronger association with me with respect to attribute benefit factors, or people are giving me or developing more stronger association with respect to the image and social factors, or I'm a combination of both, equal kind of things. Because as such, in our decision making, if you see, many of the decisions are a combined decision making. But yes, some decisions are there where emotions take the front seat in the decision making. In some case, the rationality takes the front seat in the decision making. And that's what here we'll try to understand in case of CCD and in case of Barista, how these associations are driven through the image and social factors and the attribute and the benefit factors. So before that, I would like to ask you again here. I will show you the sheet. So this is the sheet, right? Is it visible, the case study that you are having?
No, not yet.
Are you able to see it?
No.
No? I hope it's visible now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were talking about these 29 items, right? And these 29 items, to divide them into two factors, basically. As we said, one factor is attribute and the benefits related factors. And the second factor is basically on your hedonism, that is image and social factor. If you read through these sentences, can you just tell me which of the sentences are talking about the attribute and benefit factors, and which are the sentences which are talking about hedonic factors or the image and social factors? Let's look at the sentence. If I say statement number 1, which is talking about very expensive to drink coffee here, which factor it is?
Attribute.
It's attribute and benefits, right? Yes. If you go to statement number 10, this store projects a sophisticated image.
Image.
Absolutely, image. If I say statement number 5, the aroma of the store's coffee is very pleasant.
Image.
Is it image or is it attribute?
Aroma is okay, attribute.
Aroma is the attribute of the product, right? It's the quality of the product. Yeah. While if I say statement number 4, people who visit the store are tech savvy.
Image. Social
That's an image. That's an image. If I say statement number 17 here, people who follow latest fashion come here to drink coffee.
image.
Image, absolutely yes. If I say this is statement number 25, it offers quality coffee that provides satisfaction.
Attribute.
Attribute, absolutely. I hope it is clear, right? Which are the attribute factors and which are the image factors. So given this understanding, any questions on this? So given this understanding, now I will ask you to fill this table. Look at here. Because I said we have developed two kinds of factors. One is attributes and the benefits of the stores. And second one, how do people associate with respect to image and the social factors. Given that, if you look at this table, what I'm talking about, now, if you look at the first column, my task is right now, I'm trying to solve the question number 1, which is talking about trying to understand the brand associations. So what I'm saying is here, if you look at this column, it is basically the 3 groups of consumer. Those are non-loyals, the frequent visitor to CCD, and the frequent visitors to Barista. And then we have got 2 types of factors. One is, if you look at the column number 2 and column number 3 and 4, one is attributes and the benefit factors, and second one is image and social factors. Look at the column number 2 here. What I'm trying to make you understand here is I'm talking about, okay, the associations that I'm talking about, how strong they are. Is it a strong association or is it not a strong association? That's why I'm using these two terms called as primary associations and the secondary associations. Now, how to judge this primary and secondary association? Because if you look at this Word document that has been given to you, it's basically a survey document, and the scale was 1 to 5 point scale, where 3 is the midpoint. Now, can we say the scores which are wherever I am getting a score of more than 4 or more than 4, can we say those are strong associations?
Yes.
Right? And similarly, and those will be my primary associations. Similarly, I would recommend to take the scores which are in between 3.5 to 3.99 to consider them as secondary associations. And rest below 3.5, I would say they are very, very weak associations or no associations. Do we agree to this logic?
Yes.
Fine. Based on that, I ask my students to fill this table. Right now, I'm not asking you to fill this table because it will take more again, five minutes. So when I fill this table, it will look like this. They're basically the statement numbers. Right?
Okay.
But somewhere it is written 32. I have because deleted few of the sentences for you, but read them as like those you can ignore those kind of things, right? You have got 29 statements. So given this table, look at this table. What do you interpret out of this? Anybody, what do you interpret out of this table?
Factors, dollar, CCD.
Factors are more than primary factor is whereas what is the attributes factors
Okay, any concluding remark?
people are visiting CCD more for immediate social factors.
Okay, yes. And people are visiting Barista for more attribute and the benefit factors, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So primarily, that means here, if you look at the consumer motivations or the associations with respect to CCD is with respect to more associated with respect to the image and the social factors. Whereas in case of Barista, it is more driven through the attribute and the benefit factors. So given this, now if we look at the positioning map or the perceptual map for this, the x-axis is talking about the attribute and the benefit factors, and the y-axis is talking about the image and social factors. Can I place CCD here? This is high on, very high on image and social factors, moderate on the image, attribute and benefit factors. On the other hand, can I place Barista over here, which is high on attribute and benefit factors and moderate on the image and social factors? Do we agree?
Yes.
Okay, fine, great. And now, based on our first phase discussion, we said that these brands should focus on their brand's communication, they should focus more on their strengths. That means आपको अपना strength में ही खेलना है ज़्यादा to create that associations. We all agree that whatever strength I'm having right now, that means the loyal group of consumers, whatever they are believing me right now or perceiving me right now, I will, if these are my good associations, I will bolster those good associations. And given that, that means now it indicates that CCD should talk more about on the image and social factors, whereas Barista should focus more on the attribute and the benefit factors. Given that, now coming to the second question, that's what should be the brand's communication? Till now, everyone, is it clear to you?
Yes.
Fine, great. Now solving the question number 2. So while solving the question number 2, again, I'm talking about how to design the brand's communication. I'm saying I'm trying to strengthen my position wherever right now I am, bolstering the positions what people are already perceiving me. So given this, now let's look forward. If I say CCD, let me look forward. Which are the things where people are strongly associating with me? That means we said, let's look into the, again, those kind of terminologies, those statements in those tables, wherever the scores are 4 or more than 4. If you look at the CCD, and if I ask you to find out the punch words, the punch words for CCD will come like this. Wherever I'm getting 4 or more than 4 scores, that's the hangout, coffee lovers, solitude, meetings, sophisticated and luxury, professionals, relaxation, time with friends, nostalgia, recreation and fun, aspirational.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of mental map that looks like for CCD. Why it is important, this kind of mental map? Because when I'm talking about brands communication, it's all about hammering the mind of the consumers for a greater memory. And when I say for a greater memory, our memories are basically formed of, see again, I'm going back to the some concepts of management, some concepts of consumer behavior. Our memories are basically formed of, or when the memory happens, memories are basically in the form of node and the schema. Node are basically these keywords are called as the nodes. That means whenever something such kind of nodes comes, it reflects to my mind and I associate. But to make these nodes more and more, you can say vibrant, more and more, you can say interpretive, it's better that multiple nodes, multiple relevant or complementary nodes to be combined together to form a schema. And each schema can be used as a marketing communication or the branding narrations. Now, if I ask you, if you look at these punch words, if you look at these nodes, can you suggest me some schema that can emerge out of these nodes by using this, connecting these nodes, which can be a story for CCD? Anyone, please try it out. Look at the nodes, look at the keywords. From these keywords, can you create some schema, related schema for CCD by using these connected keywords and come up with a good story, good appealing story for CCD? Yes, please try it out. Using these nodes, create one string by connecting interrelated or complementary nodes that can be translated into a story and that can be communicated for CCD. Yes, please.
I take this, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, look at here.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
my schema would be something like this, that well-off professionals can use CCD as a hangout with friends, or also in the process have meetings and enjoy.
Okay. Am I still audible?
What do you-
Let's thank you so much. Let's look at this schema that can be for CCD. One schema looks like this. CCD is a place for, or it's an appropriate place for recreation and to have fun. With whom? With your friends. So come and hang out here with your friends. And when you have that recreation, fun, and the hanging out with your friends, you will create lots of memories and the nostalgia. This is one schema that can be used for CCD. That's one storytelling. Another schema. CCD is a sophisticated place that's like represents luxury, for whom professionals who are really aspirational in nature and they want to succeed in their life, so that they can come and they want something kind of sophistication and the luxury lifestyle, so that since they're aspirational and looking forward to sophistication and luxury, that's the perfect place for which similar kind of professionals can come together and meet for their professional achievements and the discussions. That's another schema. Third schema, you might not be coming up with the friends, you might not be coming with your office colleagues, you might be the person who just loves coffee. If you are such kind of person, you are a coffee lover, then come to the Cafe Coffee Day. It's a place to enjoy the solitude, and the store's atmosphere will give you that relaxation and that solitude, and just get that nirvana out of that coffee, right? Get that relaxation. Is it clear to everyone? Do you agree with this?
Yeah.
Now look at why this kind of communication might work, or why this kind of communication might work, because these are the kind of, each and every thread is talking about some form of consumer motivation. So till now, I did not use the concept of, when I say consumer motivation, normally in class, we teach the theories like Maslow's hierarchy, right? Do we teach? In CB, in organizational behavior, right? We teach this concept of Maslow's hierarchy when we talk about consumer motivation. Or we also talk about another theory called as Murray's psychogenic and the biogenic needs, right? Or maybe Hajwal's hygiene theory, those kind of theories we talk about. Now look at, if I say these three strings, till now I did not talk about the your Murray's psychogenic needs, or maybe we did not talk about the, you can say, that's Maslow's hierarchy. Here I'm going to introduce this. Why people will connect with this? Because if I look at the first line, or the first, this storyline, this schema, recreation, hangout, and the nostalgia, why people might get motivated? Because people have a need for affiliation and social needs. That's a little higher order need in case of your Maslow's hierarchy. And at that point of time, I introduced the Maslow's hierarchy. I do not talk about Maslow's hierarchy first and how consumers get motivated. Rather, at the answer at the end, I will again get them and relate it back to Maslow's hierarchy. Why it will work? Because theory also says it will work. So ये कहीं से ऐसे दिमाग से नहीं आया है. It's not just a random solution. It's that means the solution is coming from the theories. The theories are not redundant. If you look at this schema, this schema is representing something called as people are driven by, or consumers are driven by the needs which are related to their achievements or maybe esteem. That's why it will work. It might not be also like that. When you talk about little lower needs, lower level of needs, sometimes I need my physiological needs like relaxation, sleeps, etc., etc. Or maybe I can have a need for change. That means here I can talk about why this will work, because if you are an individual getting bored at your office space, if you're getting bored at your home, the third place is Cafe Coffee Day for you. Come here for a change. Or maybe you're talking about the physiological need. You're a coffee lover. The taste that sir was talking about, the taste buds, because you get that kick after drinking that coffee. For you, that physiological need for that relaxation or maybe the kick, this is the right place to have or enjoy your solitude. Look at CCD or look at barista. If I ask you again to create the mental maps for barista with the those primary associations, it will look like this. It will quality, strong coffee, Sophisticated, luxury, then this is status, relaxation, authentic color, excitement, and meeting new people. And if I ask you to create this schema for barista, one schema might look like this. Barista is a place which serves quality coffee, which is strong enough and that has real authentic color or maybe aroma, which is good enough to create that excitement in me. And as a result, I will get a relaxing and refreshing feeling when I come to barista and they enjoy the cup of coffee. This can be one string. The another string also shows that barista is a place which symbolizes again sophistication, luxury, and status. And that's why if you'd like to showcase that status and if you want to meet people of similar status, so barista is the place. Again, why it may work? Because if you look at the theories of motivation, the first schema again is talking about some kind of physiological or order needs. If I look at Maslow's hierarchy, the physiological needs again with respect to the bodily excitement, mind excitement, or maybe relaxation or refreshing feelings. Order need, it's basically, I am assured somebody is very, you can say, focused on coffee. That means I don't want to compromise on my coffee taste. I'm so sure about the coffee buds, my taste buds, that if I go to barista, I'm sure that I'm going to get that authentic coffee. That's called as my orderly needs. And at the same point of time, the other one is basically talking about the needs which are driven by esteem, power, or dominance. Esteem is basically with respect to your Maslow's hierarchy frameworks. Power and the dominance needs basically talks about Murray's psychogenic needs. And that's what exactly we are coming back to theories. At the end, I still do not, I'm not over here. I'll take it forward again. Normally, hota kya hai, as I said, students still believe that जो क्लासरूम में होता है वो ओरिजिनलिटी में नहीं होता है और इंडस्ट्री में वो नहीं होता है. That's the big feeling that goes into the management classrooms. So here I break the myth over there. Whatever we have discussed in the classroom, in this case right now, that's what exactly CCD and barista are doing. Look at here. If I show them the brand's communication with respect to CCD, look at here. Look at the first one. It's talking about the lifelong relationships, BFF, where we're talking about one string, right? Which talks about recreation, fun, hangouts, nostalgia, those kind of lines it's talking about. We also had one string which was talking about solitude, if you remember, enjoy solitude, right? And this is what exactly they're talking about in another communication, it's me time. Be it you are along with your friends or be it along with yourself. CCD is the right place to come. That's why some time for yourself to spend and give that feeling of luxury at CCD, pamper yourself at CCD, or sometimes you give your time for your relationship, for your friends, and CCD is the right place. And this is in accordance with the threads, with the schema that we got. It's not nothing randomly that is coming out. And if you look at again what barista is doing, look at here. What barista is focusing on? What barista is focusing on? The coffee, right? The coffee cup and the quality and the authenticity of the coffee. And that's why barista has come up with the art of making coffee. Whereas CCD talks about a lot can happen over a cup of coffee, right? So coffee, in case of CCD, if you look at, coffee is of secondary focus. They're talking about a lot can happen over a cup of coffee. As we said, it's more focused towards the experiences, creating the experiences. Whereas when you look at barista, it's talking about the art of coffee. It's talking about coffee on focus. We are like majorly on the quality and the coffee they are serving and the premiumness of the coffee. So this is what exactly we do it, and finally students actually come up and say, wow, with this last two slides, they just come up with, they didn't expect, okay, this is going to come. And when this comes, finally students just, it is the you can say the kind of expression I get from my students when I show this last two slides. It is just wow. It is awesome. Whatever we have done in the classroom, that's what exactly the brand is doing in the real scenario. So this is what called as reverse engineering, and with my experience for the last 8 years, from TAPME onwards till now, I have been using frequently such kind of cases, short cases, to discuss in the class. And through that reverse engineering mechanism, yes, I do also agree at some point of time, I do also use some kind of activities, but now I have moved more from activity orientation to this kind of reverse engineering orientation, which gives the students more open-mindedness, and from the application or from the you can say problem to understanding understanding the concepts in a backward chaining manner than that of the concept first and then the solution, rather the problem first and then which concepts can be applied to solve these problems. It creates, till now I have got very good responses in my class, uh, and I hope you will be able to use such kind of reverse engineering phenomenon in the classroom to get some kind of good engagements. Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Any question?
Good.
So you would like to take some questions?
Thank you, sir. You have given an excellent analysis and presentation.
Thank you.
We are grateful to you for getting your analysis. I have one or two questions regarding your response if a student asks such questions. Number one, why do you in your brand communication harp on strengths of the brand rather than make up for its lacks? The competitors.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So
If a
I think,
question like this, how do I answer? How do you
I
answer?
think I think we discussed this in the while we're discussing among the groups. I think we discussed this point, right? Because when I say I should be talking about on my strengths, obviously I will develop on my weaknesses. I'll give you an example of a cricket player, right? What do we say? Every cricket player has got their own strengths and their own weaknesses. Do we all agree?
Yes.
And when I
Yes.
say a cricket player scores more run on his weaknesses or on its strengths? On its strengths. On its strengths. And if you specifically remember the most famous innings of Sachin Tendulkar in Sydney, that double 100, they always talk about, the Australian players also really admire, how did he avoid his weaknesses of playing that off-cutter balls? He left those. He practiced on how to improvise on that one. But it was not their scoring. He scored through his strengths of square drive and at the same point of time hook and the pull shots. That's the logic exactly here. Whatever weaknesses you are having, if you start talking about on your weaknesses, people will not recognize you or people will not associate with you.
No, sir, you are
Because
not.
people,
You are not talking about your weaknesses. You are trying to overcome your weaknesses. You are adding that. Let's say
he will overcome. But why
quality.
to talk? I'm trying to overcome, obviously. That's what I'm saying. That's why we said, since we have not been able to attract some non-loyal group of consumers, right? we may have some kind of menu specifically for them, but I am not deviating or I am not designing my entire brand's communication for them, because I know I am not going to play with them. I am going to play with the main consumers. So for them, I should be able to create the communication. And wo jo main consumer hai, how they recognize with me, they recognize with me whatever strengths I have. So वहां पे मेरा target audience है. Here I am, yes, trying to cover some consumers through creating some kind of sales promotions activities. Maybe आज discount दे दिया, कल बोला आपका बर्थडे है तो दोस्तों के साथ आए तो आपको कूपन मिलेगा, या परसों मैंने कुछ लो प्राइस मेनू ये कर दिया. But that's not my main communication. I'm just covering up. My main communication is somebody else for some audiences, and where people, they recognize me, and I should, and those associations are favorable for me. So I should boost those associations more and more, so that they will be pampered more and more, and they will stay with me more and more.
Okay, sir. For example, can CCD talk about coffee quality? I mean, because that is the competitor's plus point.
Again, if I start talking about coffee quality, then there will be no point of differences between both the brands. Normally, in case of branding, what do we believe? We try to create some uniquenesses for us.
Yeah.
So one uniqueness that you have already created and which is attracting good number of audiences. So why not to stick to that uniqueness of that experience that we're talking about?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Just one more. How do you ensure that students in your class do not take help of AI for data analysis? For example, this table.
Sir, I never say them no to AI. You can, obviously, why not?
They can.
I make them free, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kyunki
Yeah.
in real situation, they will be having that AI, right?
Yeah.
So rather AI will help them to make this, like earlier, what they used to take around 45 minutes to come up with this analysis. Now with the AI, they can come up in just 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Which actually helps to save the time in the class for a good discussion. And I welcome them use AI, come up with your solutions. But yes, while like giving the solutions, you have to come up with your logic, because sometimes AI gives you bad logic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A lot can happen over 2 hours of teaching pedagogy FDP. That's the first. And
But आपने मुझे ना कॉफी दिया ना चाय दिया.
I'll come over there, sir. And the second learning is the art of teaching. These both are the punchline of CCD as well, barista. The art of coffee, and a lot can happen over a cup of coffee. Now, looking at this, I'd like to thank wholeheartedly Dr. Sukhnaran Soman, Associate Professor IIM, for this wonderful session on teaching pedagogy. Dr. Rao beautifully connected and explained the reverse engineering technique to teach case study. He shared with us a brilliant case on CCD and barista, the coffee dose of motivation, and connected with it with schema and node to create communication strategy. As I said at the beginning, the teacher's job is not anymore only to make people active inside the class, rather to inspire them so that you can generate inquisitiveness as well as creativity in their mind. Now, this session will undoubtedly help you to make the class more engaging. Students will definitely move out of AI syndrome to interaction syndrome with the faculty members. Now, with this note, I would like to thank Professor Soil with the memento as a token of love from BIITM. Sir, again, like coffee, this is also online.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you see?
Thank you. Yes, I'm able to see this.
Now I'd like to thank all the faculty members who have joined the FDP for both physically and virtually. I would like to thank Honorable Principal Sir, Dean Sir, our academic advisor Sir, who guided us to design such innovative FDP. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our technical support team and staff members who had supported to organize this FDP for 2 days successfully. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. I hope I could justify the 2 hours, and professors did not feel sleepy, I guess.
Thank
you. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Tomorrow we are going to